All right, so what about Louisville? Is this going to happen? There's no way he says no twice, says Tom.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think there is. I mean, I have no inside information here. This is just pure speculation. But if you're Jeff Brohm, you already said no to Louisville once because the timing, you had a very talented roster of guys you recruited at the time that were still there, and the ceiling was pretty high. And it kind of culminated this year with a Big Ten West Division title. They just played in Indianapolis for the Big Ten Conference Championship. Are you going to say no to him twice? Like, are you going to take the risk of sitting around for another few years and still thinking that Louisville's going to come ask you a third time if you say no again? Especially knowing that if you look at the Big Ten with USC and UCLA coming in, the conference is likely going to do away with divisions. Maybe it won't. But what are the odds Purdue's getting back to a Big Ten championship game at any point in the next few years? What are the odds that he's going to have a more successful season as far as accomplishments with the Boilermakers than the one he had this year? Like, he's done a fantastic job at the program. He has taken, like, that place was down in the dumps for a while, and he's made it a good team. He's made it a good program. He's made it the program that, like, just played for a conference title. He's recruited well. He's gotten the facilities improved. He's played a big role in that. But has he taken it as far as he can realistically take it? And the appeal of going, quote unquote, home to your alma mater as they come calling for the second time, like, there is a chance that with the money disparity between the Big Ten and ACC, he says, well, I got it. I can compete more here. I can get better things. I can, in the NIL transfer portal world, I'll have more resources available to me here than at Louisville. But if Louisville is somewhere he truly loves and wants to be, I just don't see him saying no twice. I don't think he's going to care as much about other stuff because, as we talked about, at Louisville, if you're winning and you want something, they'll get it for you.
I think this is something where I don't know Jeff Brohm's inner workings. I don't know his inner desire. Some people, you go to college place, even if you played there. All right. So the next job is the best one. I don't care. Other guys, bleed garnet and gold, or you're a Michigan man through and through. I don't know. I think fans want to believe that every coach that played there, like, bleeds the colors of the university. There's a lot that goes into this. It's a big decision, all of which you just mentioned, Tom. I would say if you're looking at, like, I know they're doing away with divisions, but who do you think is going to get multiple teams in the playoff once we expand? And, I'm really concerned about the ACC and about, is Louisville one of the teams, if they start dividing revenue and doing a revenue share type of system as opposed to, equal payouts to all the ACC schools, how does that impact Louisville from the football standpoint? So that's a bit of a question mark. So if you're looking at from street, like, I hate to admit it as an ACC guy, and I think this is something that, Commissioner Phillips needs to look at as a sign of concern, but from a health standpoint of what kind of resources you're going to have and what kind of access you're going to have to the playoffs and just coffers that you're going to be able to pay players, I think you stay at Purdue.
I mean, look at the transfer portal today. The conference of quarterbacks is dwindling pretty quickly in the quarterback department.
We'll get to that in just the conference of quarterbacks. I was like, I understand that I have ACC bias, but as I was making my list of notable quarterbacks, I'm like, Jeff Sims, like, are these all ACC quarterbacks? But here's my thing on Brohm. From Louisville, like, was an assistant at Louisville. The times that he comes back in the offseason and he has his, he always stops by and he always talks to all the Louisville high school football coaches. He's still got a really good relationship with a lot of those high school football coaches. We'll remember the way that he's been able to go into Kentucky and pluck out some really good recruits and be able to get them to Purdue. I don't know exactly what coaches would consider the clock also these days, but this was his sixth season at Purdue. That's in the modern era. That's a long time. By the time you get to like 7, 8 or so, either, you've established yourself as like an all-timer for the program, or fans are going to start to get a little restless. Tom, you mentioned they just played for a Big Ten title in Indianapolis. Like, is that as good as it's going to get? Can you look Purdue in the eye and just say, like, look, this has been an incredible experience, but I think that we've done what we can do here, and now is the time. The timing almost feels perfect for Brohm to be able to make this romantic, emotional decision to a job in a conference that is lesser in terms of resources, that will probably have less teams in the college football playoff, but to one where you are going to be able to activate that university and that city to get whatever you need. There will be no pushback on admissions. There will be no pushback on resources. Any obstacles are gone just by mentioning the name Brohm around the Louisville community. So I would understand it. I feel like it might be done by dinner.
Does Malik Cunningham have another year of eligibility left?
You would stay just because Brohm would unlock a amazing.
Just selfishly, I would really like to see Malik Cunningham play for Jeff Brohm. I would really like to see what they did together because I think that would be very entertaining.